Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and thank you very much for joining me here right at the end, nearly of 2025. And thank you very much. Like to say for your support throughout the year. I hope we're going to spend a lot more time together in 2026 to come, and as we're building up towards the 2027 World Cup. And yeah, it's been it's been a wild ride. The ups and downs throughout the year. Springboks, hitting some snags during the course of the year, losing to Argentina and to Ireland pretty early on, but really came back with a vengeance. I have to admit, finishing extremely strong. Now against Ireland again, getting our due course that we so well deserved. And then, of course, going into the Welsh game, where we really dominated and played an extremely strong game, finishing off very, very strong the end of this 2025. Unfortunately, with a bit of controversy and a bit of, bad news towards Eben, especially, being now banned for 12 games. But again, some positive has come from that. He is spending time with his teammates in the coach's box more, at this point, lending his expertise and his experience to the younger players of the Sharks teams. But it could be paying off, as we saw this weekend. We had, of course, the Stormers versus the Lions, and then, of course, the Sharks versus the Bulls, both home games to the Stormers and the Sharks. And yeah, it's been an eventful weekend. So without going any further or any further ado, let's just jump right into it and talk some rugby. And kicking it off, we've got the Stormers versus the Lions now, and yeah, Newtling Frashia running onto the field with his 100th cap for the Stormers. I mean, this guy's part of furniture, so to speak, already. I think he's probably concluded more games than Brock Harris, to be honest. Yeah, the prop feeling very confident on the day with his family, his son and daughter, running on. Daughter not really wanting to sit with dad. Mostly wanted to be in the arms of mom as they walked onto the field, and what a heartfelt celebration for his 100th cap, quite a milestone for the man. Celebrating it here on his home soil amongst his with his family, and of course his adoring fans. Newtling, we hope to see you for a long time still coming, and yeah, let's just go from strength to strength. Lions quick off the bat with two early tries in the first half. Stormers not really feeling it, getting off the starting blocks quite, the delayed reaction. They did sort of soon after the first try was scored, responded with a try of their own with a conversion. Yuri Mattia doing very well with his kicking boot for the Stormers, but unfortunately it wasn't very strong first half. A lot of mistakes made, especially with the restart of the game. Ivan Ruiz missing 2 restarts and knocking the ball forward, and then I think it was JD Sheckling or Benjamin Dixon that it was JD Sheckling that lost it forward on the second, I think once. Ivan Ruiz losing it twice right off the restart of the game, of the play. Set plays wasn't very tight. The scrums not too bad, but not very disciplined in the scrums either. Lineouts was a bit better for the Stormers, stealing some of the Lions line out, and it was just it was all round just a very scruffy first half. So yeah, as we saw it, Lions going into the halftime in a positive score, with about 10-17 at the 40th minute. So not a great performance by the Stormers. Mart only scoring the only try in the first half. Fenter scoring both tries for the Lions. They're very, very well done for him. And then Smith was just also, really, really on the ball with his kicking, doing one penalty goal and then both conversions of the tries. Yuri Matteo getting a conversion and then one penalty goal in for him and the Stormers team as well. So it was a very, very kind of scruffy game. Not really a strong start, but it was kind of in the sort of middle of the second half that the Stormers really, really let loose. Again, there must be some magic word spoken in that halftime with John Dobson, because whenever we're doing so badly now within the URC right into the first half, it's always the second half that we come back really strongly and really get our act together. Our defenses was just solidified, not really letting the Lions through. Only Mpeku basically scoring a try for the Lions in the second half, but we just kept throwing it. 3 tries. Semelane quickly followed up by De Villiers, and then Ivan Ruiz scoring a try for himself as well, kind of redeeming his bad performance in the first half. But yeah, Yuri Matteo, like I said, he had his kicking boots on, absolutely brilliant. But the Stormers only really started performing very well in the set plays as soon as the bomb squad came on, and it was like almost a whole new fresh front row with Ben Jason Dixon, with Ntutuku Mkunu, Sazi Sandi, Andre Smith, JD Sheckling, Ben Jason Dixon, all kind of sort of coming on in the second half. It's very early on in the second half as they came on. Stephen Ungere followed around about the 64th minute. It was all just Kubus Reinach taking it from there. Very well played, on his part for the Stormers as well. Very quick at the breakdown, very quick for the retrieving of the ball within the loose scrums, within the scrums. Really played his heart out, and then of course just shortly after that, Suleiman Hatzenberg coming on. So it was mostly a 6-2 split for the Stormers in this time around, and it was like really, really well oiled as soon as the Nkunu and his boys came on. So it kind of raises also a very interesting question about URC rugby. The fact that I've always said, one man doesn't make a team. That it's team cohesion that really takes you through. So we saw that obviously the Stormers really missing Sasha Famagumzulu, Ruanel, and Damien Willemse this time around. Wadakalan performing excellently in his position for this game, but still, it's not a lot of team cohesion, not a lot of attack movements from the back line happening there. Really trying hard for the frontal assault by the forwards, and it not really getting gelling too well for them in the first half. It's only, like I said, in the second half, as soon as the bomb squad came on, then things started falling in place. There was a lot more team cohesion. Started doing very well within the set plays. I mean, the Stormers really was just kept on the back foot during the first half, constantly focusing just on defense, and then fighting for control of territory and the ball. 137 tackles made by the Stormers to the Lions 96. So really, their defense was a lot more active than their attacks in the first half. Now, I don't know if this is like an active strategy of of the Stormers and their coach, where they just sort of take a back foot, starting assessing the strength and the tactics of the opposing team, and then hitting back just after halftime, after they had a time to kind of huddle a bit and get some strategy going there. But yeah, it was this really strong game for the Stormers in the second half, coming back with a vengeance. truly doing their name as the comeback king really a lot of justice. But yeah, they it still started a bit shaky, like I said, within in the second half. But as soon as the bomb squad came on, everything just slotted into place. The comeback kings really, striking again. Although the Lions didn't make it easy for them. 4 tries out of to the Lions 3, with 109 carries made by the Lions. That they eventually recovered. And then the only 3 line breaks made by the Stormers, where the Lions had 4 line breaks. So you can really see the effort of the Lions coming through, trying to fight for dominance within the second half. But unfortunately, the Stormers just managed to secure it, and just turn the tables around on the Lions very, very sort of late game. And the discipline issues from the first half, like I said, a lot of trouble with the ball handling, especially on the Stormer side. But that kind of swung around as, sort of 6 penalties conceded by the Stormers within the first half, swung it around in the second half, and we had a full tally of about 12 penalties conceded eventually by the Lions, which didn't do them any kind of good. And that's I'm quite convinced that that's probably how the Stormers managed to actually turn that around onto them. Because like I said, if you got your set plays oiled, your defense is quite strong and solid. If you just manage your discipline very well, then you are the strongest team on the field. And just it brings to mind again that little quote by Nick Mallett, where he said it really takes a special team to win a game that they should have lost. And I think that really applies here with the Stormers in this one. From their performance in the first half, I would have said, they should have lost this game. This should have been the end of their winning streak within the URC and the overseas, or the overseas championships. They managed to pull it through. Don't know. They just it's like they reached down into the cores of their souls and just pull out these wins from nowhere. And it is really a privilege to watch, and fantastic gameplay, rugby entertainment that they pull forward for us. But it had us all kind of shaken, because you kind of think, you're sitting there in the first half and you're thinking, ooh, I mean, your morale and your just your hope kind of falls down into your socks, doesn't it? When you are faced with this kind of bad performance, and then you're thinking, oh, it's really gone. It's not much we can do to kind of win this back. And what do we do? What do we do? But really, the discipline was managed pretty well. No cards dished out in this game specifically, which is a plus. Really helping the Stormers to maintain composure until they could really force errors onto the Lions side and then turn that momentum over to them, which definitely helped, I'd say. But walking onto the Sharks versus the Bulls, and I must say, although from the disappointing look on Akker's face, Ackerman, the coach for the Bulls' face at the end of this game, they did well compared to the performance that they had last week, where they dismally so destroyed by Northampton 55-5. I don't know if they would ever live that down, but a much better performance by the Bulls here. Even Pollard really had his cracking kicking boots on, with some serious penalty goals and conversions in the first half. I think he had about 3 penalty goals scored within the first half, and only 2 conversions. 1 conversion, excuse me. There was only 1 try scored the entire first half. That was scored by Kunene. And then Hendricks converted. So Pollard basically he was just the only point scorer for the Bulls in the first half, kicking 3 penalty goals. So going into the half time, 14 minutes, 9 points to 7. And although they were leading, that was kind of giving it a bit of hope, I suppose, to the boys. But yeah, the Sharks coming back really hard in the second half, picking up the pace a bit, and then for two tries being scored in the second half, one by Khaleesi, one by Edward van der Merwe, the ex-Lion, both converted by Whiteheads, really doing well. Hendricks more focusing himself on the backline plays rather than making kicks. But then again, he only had to do one conversion within the first half. And then from then on, Pollard only managed to get one more penalty goal in, bringing it up to 12 points. Sort of early in the second half, 12 points to 7, and then it was just Khaleesi and Edward van der Merwe taking it from there, both with conversions from Whitehead, taking them into the lead. And then unfortunately, that's basically where it stayed, with a final score of 21-12 to the Sharks. I do believe that the Bulls can do a lot better if they start focusing more on the discipline and the defense. The Sharks also doing very well within their set play, scoring 100% scrum accuracy with 91% line-out accuracy, outperforming the Bulls on both counts. Bulls were pretty much a bit more quicker in the breakdowns, but didn't quite help the overall performance by them. Also, I suppose David Creel going off with the yellow card in the first half didn't help. That just basically shifted momentum back, to the Sharks. And then they kind of kept that momentum going straight into the second half. Bulls coming back in the second half, a lot more tighter. Only conceding 8 penalties to the Sharks 13. But again, couldn't convert that advantage into momentum or pressure to put the points on the scoreboard. The Bulls defense was much better than last week. We are making 103 tackles to the Sharks 75. But then again, the Sharks, as soon as they started picking up pace within the second half, they just had the momentum, had the Bulls in the back foot, and they just didn't relent. So again, bit of a disappointing performance. You could see the disappointment on Akker's face. It was just palpable, honestly. And there was no answers for it. The Sharks just kept asking the questions. Bulls didn't have answers for it. They kept badgering the Bulls' defensive lines, and eventually something would just buckle. So I think they could manage to kind of keep an eye on their defensive lines, work on that a bit more, trying to tighten their set plays. I don't think they really need to make a lot more improvement on their breakdowns. Overall, there's a lot of room for improvement on the Bulls side. The Sharks can improve. There's always space for more improvement on them. They have been doing pretty well these last couple of weeks, but again, going forward from here, starting to facing teams like Leinster, overseas teams like especially the Irish and the French, that is going to start kind of working on that a bit. Not the French, but the Scots. So those are pretty strong teams. And if the Sharks want to move themselves up on the log, which I believe they still have time. They came in at 15th, on 15th position, just above the Scarlets, I believe, on the log, and they've actually improved themselves into 12 spot now. The Bulls obviously, wanting to have the losing bonus point, didn't quite make it. The Lions doing a lot better there against the Stormers, but again, Stormers loose ahead on the log. As it stands now, we have got the Stormers at number 1, the shortly followed by Munster, Cardiff Rugby just on their heels there, Glasgow Warriors at number 4, Ulster number 5, Leinster number 6. That is followed shortly by the Lions at number 7. The Bulls is trailing just behind that at number 8, which is also why I'm pretty happy with the Sharks beating them this time around, and the Shark Tank, which is why I'm pretty happy with the Sharks beating the Bulls this time around, just giving that little a confidence boost that they so sorely needed to bring them into the 12th spot. They basically just behind Connacht at number 9, Benetton number 10, and then Edinburgh at number 11. But they're shortly trailed by Zebre at number 13, the Dragons coming in number 14, and then the 15 and 16 spots basically coming in for the Scarlets and Ospreys. Ospreys not doing well this season, this time around in the season, basically lying at number 16, right at the bottom. So but that's basically how the table stands at the moment, just before closing now here for this URC season going into 2026. Coming up this weekend, we are quite a bit of rugby excitement going. Cardiff Rugby is facing off against Dragons. I'm feeling very sorry for Dragons because Cardiff Rugby is, seeming very strong this time around. Scarlets going up against Ospreys, so that's going to be pretty interesting. The bottom two teams taking each other on. What's going to happen? Is Ospreys going to be able to move in just above the Scarlets? That remains to be seen. It's going to be quite a bit of excitement this coming weekend. We've got Zebre going up against Benetton, Edinburgh going up against Glasgow Warriors again, Connacht taking on Ulster, Munster going up against Leinster, and the South African teams is taking a bit of a break from this one this weekend. So we'll have to see what's happening, going closer to the new year. Probably going to take take the URC sort of early in January 2026, and we're going to be seeing what's happening there. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting season. The Stormers yet undefeated within the URC, so that's going to be a challenge for all these up and coming teams to really show their mettle, to see what's happening. The top 14 also very much in full swing, with most of your French and your Italian teams, and also your English teams going on up against each other. Clermont taking on Bordeaux. We've got Beyond taking on Stade Francais. Castres taking on Lyon, and then Racing 92 against Lyon's Montauban. So that's also going to be, if you're interested in that sort of rugby season as well for the more Northern European teams, by all means, it's exciting. It's an exciting game, and some of these teams really doing very well. But yeah, I was a bit concerned, to be honest. Coming back to the Stormers game, the fact that they actually beating La Rochelle so comfortably last week, and struggling though a bit here with the Lions. I hope the Stormers aren't slipping. I hope that the fact that they've thus far remained unbeaten has gone a bit to their heads. But we'll have to see what happens. I'm pretty sure John Dobson can keep them very well kind of grounded and centered. I do feel that they have been missing Sasha, Damien Willems, and Ruan Nel, who none of those three played this weekend. Although they were there. Sasha Famagumuzulu has signed a renewal of his contract for the next 7 years with the Stormers, which I'm very happy. Did it right there on the field during halftime, holding up the number 10 jersey with his name on it. Absolute stoked, really, really happy about that. So it's just, I'm excited. I'm excited for the next season, for the next year, to basically see what happens there. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. This will probably be my last broadcast now for the 2025 season. I'm hoping to retake it pretty soon, pretty early in the new year, spending more time with you guys. I hope you guys will join me there again. Hit the like and subscribe button at the bottom of your screen, and support. Please just support the channel. Hit that bell icon to get notifications of any new videos that drop, especially within the new year. And I'll be seeing you guys. I hope you have a wonderful festive season and an absolutely great and lively New Year's celebrations. Also, as per usual, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. I'd love to see you guys all back here in 2026 as I retake that. So anyway, guys, cheers, have a good one, and best of luck for the 2026. Peace out.
Kanye with a monster on Tennyson.
Now Gelant over the top for de Villiers. Some space away to his right. Dylan Mott. He just cannot stop scoring tries. What a wonderful start to a URC career, Dylan Mott.